Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing with the Soviet Union. So in today's episode we should have the Russian Civil War. In the previous video I asked if you guys wanted me to, try and cheese the war a bit, maybe delete all our units, just try and get through the Civil War quicker, or if you'd prefer that we'd fight it out the regular way. And just based on those few people who did comment, it seems that you guys do want me to fight it out normally, even if this will take, maybe a couple episodes to do so. Apparently it does have some special events and some interesting things that happen in the Civil War. So it's not just like a regular old Civil War like that German one, which you just try and get done as quickly as you can. So we will not be deleting all of our units. We're just going to fight it out normal. I did move the units around a little bit more though to get us in more favorable positions. Now, one thing that was brought up is that deleting all the units, some people said it would not be a good idea anyways because of the fact we can't delete these NKVD units. However, there's only like 18 of these and they're not very good. And so I did know that that is a factor, that when you delete all the units, you still do have those. However, I think when you count the units that we get from that one focus that we got somewhere in here, that results in you getting some units at the start of the war. When you count those units and the partisan units you get, and any units that we might get from those cav decisions that we're going to do in today's episode, I think we would have had a similar number of units that they would have had, and in addition, a lot of those partisan units raise up in this territory just dotted all over the place. So with so few NKVD units, I think the Soviets would have had extreme issues stopping us from conquering all these victory points over here with those partisans. They can usually do it fairly easily when I see it happen with the AI, simply because they have all these units here. They got a ton of units that they can wipe out any partisans. But if all those units are gone, it's just 18 NKVD units, I think the Civil War actually would have been fairly quick, even when you count the fact that those 18 units would still be in the game. But since we're not going to be deleting our units, that's pretty much irrelevant. So the first thing we're going to be doing in today's episode is we're going to get these cav decisions taken. What we'll want to do is take the ones that are furthest to the west first. So get this one, it takes 15 days in between each one. These do not require political power, which is good because we don't have any, and it's the reason why we're doing these instead of adding more territory to our side of the Civil War. So we'll just use our command power for this so that we're still making use of that paranoia while it's somewhat low. So we'll enact these. We should probably keep it open actually. We'll enact these one after the other in the hope that we can get them all done before we start this Civil War up. I think we should be pretty close. Yeah, each one of these gets us a cav unit. That'll be raised up once the war starts. So go ahead and do that one next. And we do have a free military factory, and we just take a look and see how we're doing on equipment right now. So it seems that tanks are a bit short. We could use a bit more infantry equipment because remember we're only gonna get about half of that or so. And so yeah, I think we should work on tanks and maybe even planes to a larger degree, and maybe we'll back on some of this other stuff like the trucks. I think we're doing pretty good on trucks right now. Also doing pretty good on support equipment. So we'll pull back there. And then what we'll want to do is add these to tanks and the planes. All right, excellent. All right, so we got another event here that will reduce the paranoia, while also granting us some penalties here because training activities have been curtailed. So that's a bit unfortunate. But reduces paranoia by 10%, and will also increase our support with the armed forces here by 5%, though it seems almost like that doesn't work. Whenever we see this in an event, it never seems to work. Like we see we're still sitting, I just pause here, at 27%. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's working properly. So we'll get this one done here and then we'll do the next one. Yeah, I think we'll probably get most of these done. Because remember, we're going to be doing these two focuses here, each of which are 35 days, just to make sure we get those civilian factories. Yeah, this would be helpful to us. So we'll do these ones. And then we'll start the Civil War up. And all this helps us get more of these cav units, also higher control of the armed forces. I'd like to get that as close to 50% as possible. So So we've gotten this research finished up. I don't think there's anything else that we want to get here right now. Could finish those support companies, but you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and start working on the armor protection. We're going to get in those heavy tanks soon, just so that we have these research for whenever we start designing our tanks. So now we need to decide which MIO we're going to use. It makes sense to use this one because it does result in the best time, because it has that nice bonus that we looked at last episode, 79 days. However, because this is a faster tech, it doesn't require that much more time than these heavy tanks do. And we really want to get more funding to the heavy tanks. I mean, there's a 3-day difference here. So I think we should get the funding going to the heavy tank designer. Instead, maybe use this one for any techs that are going to take a significant amount of time. So we did finish up some construction. Remember, we're just building these military and civilian factories all the way across our territory here. So we're going to military factory there. And then we're going to skip this location because it's, 20% with that bad infrastructure. So instead we'll just build through here. And so let's go ahead and get maybe civilian factory there and 2 military factories here. I'll keep them busy for a little while. And we got the disloyalty in the NKVD event again, but this time we are not in the positive for little power, so we do not have an option to try and stop this from happening, which is unfortunate. Again, the reason why I was attempting to avoid doing this was simply because of that paranoia. So we're currently gaining 2%, 1% is from Stalin, and the other one is from the head of the NKVD. This is going to increase it to 2% from the head of the NKVD, so that's what we're getting 3% weekly. So we'll now see paranoia increasing much faster, but we do get this -30 here, so that does help get it back down. And we are not doing the cap one, so let's go ahead and make sure we're doing that. We have a total of, well, there's quite a few more left to go. Yeah, we'll see if we can get them done. Currently at 25 of 35 days here. Yeah, I think we'll be able to get most of them done. So let's go ahead and start with that next one. So you have 1, 2, 3 more. So 45 days after this one here is done. Did finish up our focus. And Finland seeks to join the Comintern. I think it would be in our best interest to decline here, because once we defeat the Soviet Union, they would still be in the Comintern. And most likely they'd be the only country in there. And so they would be running it, and it's just not, it's not in our best interest to do it that way. It might result in other countries joining their faction if we declare war on them, like other communist countries. So I think it's better to not invite them to the Comintern, since that won't be our faction. And then we got that Eastern Development, so that's 2 more civilian factories. In order to get this one here, you need 120, so we're still 6 off. This will get us 2 more. For developing the Urals. It's another 35-day focus. And we also got a trait for that tank refurbishment plant. I think the next one we should get is this 6% production output. That'll affect the armor, support equipment, trains, and railway artillery. And also we don't have to use experience to update it. We do actually have a bit of experience, so what we could do is perhaps update some of the equipment that we currently have here that needs to be updated with the most recent MIO bonuses. So this is not one of them. I think support equipment does, but it doesn't give you any bonuses. As of right now, just the production ones, which we're already getting, since that's currently assigned there. So that's 6% bonus. So don't need to do that. So we can take a look at the trucks, see if there's anything we get here. You do get some reduced production costs, but a hit in reliability. Probably not worth the 5 experience, honestly. Let's take a look at the artillery. This does get you some breakthrough, so might be useful. I don't think we have anything for the planes right now. We can take a look at the tanks. They do need to be updated, so you can increase the max speed and the reliability there. Okay, I think that makes sense. So we will do the tanks. And then I suppose might as well do the towed artillery as well. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll need to update this too. Now, we're not building anti-air yet. We should So let's go ahead and get that going. Though, do we need to spend the experience on them at all? Is this going to be worth it? It just increases breakthrough by a little bit. I really don't think that's worth. That's 5 experience. So let's just go ahead and get these constructing here and put them underneath the artillery. And then I'll get 1 factory whenever we get one available. I spent a little bit of that army experience we had. It seems that Japan is having some success over here with their invasion. Alright, well that's interesting. We have another event here for the disloyalty in the NKVD. So what changes here? Seems like it's still going to be 2 weekly. But maybe this advisor doesn't have as many penalties here. Now the stability is not as hit as hard. And it looks like he might have some additional bonuses. I mean, those aren't really all that important to us right now. But what's important is that the paranoia remains the same. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And that will also result in us losing a bit more paranoia, which we're currently at 56%. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do this one. And that'll purge that character as well. A lot of characters purged in this series. Currently 12 of 35 days here. And I just keep on forgetting about these damn cav units. Let's go ahead and do the next one. So will we be able to finish this then? Because we've got that one and then 2 more. So a total of 45 days. Yeah, I think so. Because that's 20. Plus the 35 day for the last focus. So I think we're going to just barely get it done. If I make sure I hit these when we're able to. Now, we still don't have the political power, so cannot add states, so we're just going to keep on doing this instead. So we're making use of that paranoia. And just getting ourselves more units as well. Alright, so we got the develop the Urals, so we're done here. Remember, we're not going to get this one. We'll wait to get it until after the Civil War starts. Then we'll get that research slot, would be really helpful. Alright, so we're not going to do these ones. We're just going to go ahead and start up the Civil War. This is going to increase popular support by 2%, and support for the opposition in the army will increase by 10%. That's a 35-day focus. It doesn't take very long for us to complete. So let's just take a look, see where we're at right now. 27% of support on the army. Popular support is unfortunately only at 8%. We did get that heavy tank model. Excellent. We're not going to build it yet. Yeah, we'll wait to do that. We need to get the armor anyways. And we don't have any army experience to get it done either. Now, we do have a bit of army experience, but I think what we're going to want to do with that is change up our unit designs once the Civil War starts. As for what we need to research next, I think the support equipment, because remember, we're not doing ships yet. Something we'll work on after the Civil War is over. Yeah, I think the support companies is what we should go after. Go ahead and get those maintenance companies. It'll take 122 days to complete, and that heavy tank designer was able to get enough funding to get a trait. So we have 3 options here in the beginning: reliability, production efficiency cap, or armor and defense. Now, armor is always helpful, defense not so much for tanks, because they just don't have very high defense, so that 5% doesn't make a big difference. As far as what this leads to, reliability is great. You get some breakthrough. You also need that one to get these production bonuses and the max speed and fuel usage bonus. That's pretty good. But you have to get this one as well. So the production efficiency cap. Leads more armor and defense. This one here, though, leads to attack bonuses. So might be useful to get that. Now, one thing to consider, though, is heavy tanks do require a lot of production. And so maybe you want to work on the production first so you get the tanks out there quicker. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We're going to get these 2, and then this one. And Italy has annexed Albania. And we have gotten the computing machines, that 5% research bonus. We're just going to go ahead and go to radio detection next, since we are not yet in 1939. And where are we at on this? 25 days. Can I get this done? Because I keep forgetting to enact it. Looks like we only have the one left. Yeah, I don't think I actually missed any days here. So I think we got all the cabinet decisions finished up here. All the ones we could do. All right, excellent. Also, no longer getting that penalty from the understaffed bureaucracy. And we got the basic armor protection. We're just going to move over to the next one and get that knocked out and continue focusing on the heavy tank designers for the funding. This would be completed in 28 days. That means he will not get it done in time. I don't think there's anything else we need to do before the Civil War starts. Looks like we're finally going to get into the positive for the political power. Yeah, I think that's it. 62% for paranoia. And so yeah, we get this done here in 15 days. And then we'll be starting up the Civil War finally. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have another general that is purged. But this does give us 5% more support in the army, again, if it works, which it seems like it doesn't. Let me just take a look where we stand. We're at 29%. Popular support is actually lower now at 7%. I think that's like ticking down. And so that's unfortunate. Yeah, still good support here, and remember we also get an additional 10% once it starts. Popular support will go up to 9%. And so basically, we'll be at 39%, almost 40% of the armed forces. Could be worse. Alright, so this here will move the capital to Cheetah, also add some victory points there, and a supply hub. Take a little minute to start this Civil War up. Finish up the focus, so let's go ahead and get the next one selected. And I was going to do the research slot. I don't know, I almost feel like we should do these ones because they're 35-day focus. Particularly this one here. Yeah, I think we're going to do this one. This results in us asking for assistance from Germany, Italy, and Japan. I'm not sure why it picks those three countries. I don't know if because they all start as fascist. They're not all fascist now, though. The German Empire is now under Wilhelm II, our monarchy. Kingdom of Italy is also under Victor Emmanuel III. And Japan is the only fascist country still. So I'm not entirely sure how it determines that. Maybe it selects all the major powers that are non-aligned kingdoms, so Germany and Italy in this case, and then also adds Japan regardless of if they're fascists or whatever they are, simply because of this focus here, which results in you becoming a subject of Japan. So of course we're not going to do that one. Yeah, let's go and complete this one. 35 days, and it gives them some bonuses for volunteers. Lets them provide more volunteers, and it's easier for them to provide volunteers to you. So hopefully Germany and Japan will provide us, or excuse me, Germany and Italy will provide us with some troops. I assume Japan will not, considering the fact that they are not going to be finishing up their war in time, and you cannot provide volunteers while at war. And so unless they defeat China really quickly, I don't think we'll get anything from Japan. All right, so let's go ahead and focus on our Air Force and our Navy first. Get this arranged. We have a few planes here. And then, of course, we have the planes here. And they've been all split up since we had to give some to our enemies, the Soviets. So let's go ahead and merge some of these air wings here. We'll merge a lot of these fighters as well. Now, we're probably not going to make use of the strategic bombers. First of all, they don't have very good range because they're the old ones, so not going to work too well in these states anyways. And also, this is all territory we want to take over, so we don't really want to do damage to it. So it's going to move all these air wings over to here, and then we'll combine them with those ones. And then we need to do the fleet, which is basically just telling them all to stop training. Although these guys don't have a port to go to. Hopefully we can take one over with those partisans. If not, they're just going to be stuck there. And then with the rest of the fleet, let's go and also put them into the port. So this is what we got, guys. Not much. We did get that new heavy cruiser that we built. But again, we're not going to be using the fleet at all. We're just going to keep them in port. There's no point on destroying our own ships. Alright, so we have 18 units here. 12 here and 17 here. Well, this is what we got, guys, so let's go ahead and make use of them, and we'll create a new army. Let me see how this is set up. We're gonna want to give these guys some tanks, but I think these should be the whites. We'll want to make. Suppose you just go this way. Make a white army here, since we are the whites in the war. We'll want to give our best commander to them. So you'll notice that we mostly have field marshals. We only have one general. Now we can't assign field marshals to the general position. I think they still get experience really slow though. I'm not entirely sure, you know, because field marshals gain experience slowly. But I don't know if that changes if you have them in the general position. Also, I'm not entirely sure how it works with like field marshal traits, if those would apply to the troops if they're a general. Usually you don't assign your field marshal as a general, so it's not really something that I have much experience with. So let's go ahead and put our general in charge of the whites, the only general that we currently have. We're going to give him the combined arms expert to increase the motorized defense. That'll help our tanks out. And then we'll want to give him some more troops as well. And let's go ahead and draw out a line here so that these troops will start moving into this area. And what I think we're going to want to do is go like so, and just have them focus on moving west. Because remember, we want to take over all these supply hubs and move up along the rails here. So that will be their job. So we're going to give them some tanks so they can get that done a little bit quicker. And also, these mountain units will go into that army as well. I think they have a few cav. Yeah, they have 4 cav. So let's go ahead and give them another mountain unit. So that looks pretty good. But I think we might make a few adjustments here. Like maybe give them one more tank and one more mountain unit. And maybe even another cav unit for their speed. Yeah, let's give them another cav unit too. And then we'll just take out 3 of the infantry here. But we don't want to take out infantry that are already over there. And so let's take out ones that we have over here. It's hard to tell their color here because of the way the Civil War units look. Alright, so that's 24 units over here. What we might also want to do is kind of adjust some of the units they currently have. Since, yeah, they have all these units over here, so like maybe take out this cav units, right? Let's take out a few of the units that are really far away. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to do that. So maybe take these guys and then add in some of the cav units that you have over here that we just got. So these 2 guys, and do we have another one anywhere? Yeah, we'll put these guys over here. Alright, excellent. So we need to create an additional army, and so we're going to want them to cover the rest of this. It's not like a real priority expanding this way, but we will attempt to. So we'll send some units that way, and then we're also going to want to have an army over here to take over this territory. Now remember, the Soviets will move units into here and they won't have any supply, but what we have to do is at least defend it to some degree. We can't let them take this from us and potentially cut off our frontline troops. So you got to defend it, and frankly, conquering some of this territory would help towards capitulating the Soviets. So I think we should advance a little bit, but maybe not focus too much on it. So this is what their front's going to look like, and then we're going to take a lot of these units out and move them elsewhere. Just don't think it's necessary to have this many troops over here. So let's move them over to this front so they can push forward here. I almost want to, I think we eventually will, stretch out this army this way so the white army can focus exclusively on like right here along those rails. That's where we really want to advance. So as we get more units over here, we'll make some adjustments with this front. But yeah, we're going to take some more of these guys and move them over to here. Let me just see where these units all are currently located. So like maybe this guy here will go over there. And just kind of balance this out a little bit better. So like, we don't have as many units in the east because it's just not going to be necessary. I think 10 units would probably get this done. Probably don't even need that many, honestly. Yeah, maybe pull a few more of these off. Because again, this is just not the, it's not the focus. So maybe pull some that are a little bit further away over here. Currently have 3 cab. I think that'd be good to keep a lot of cab over there. Maybe pull like 2 more infantry over to here. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. Now with this army here, we're not gonna give them any actual orders. We're just gonna control, I mean, we're gonna control all the troops manually. If you never watched any of my series before, I do control my units manually. I rarely ever give the AI control. You know, actually, let's change this up just a minute. Let's go this way and have this guy come over here to advance the front. Let's kind of help us out over there. But yeah, I know it's not the typical way that YouTubers play. Some people don't really like that style because it's much slower, but it's my preferred way to play the game. That's why I enjoy it the most. I don't like giving the AI control simply because they're terrible. and it's also, it's too easy to just press the button. And, you know, you just watch them throw away your manpower and your equipment. And again, I just don't find it as fun doing it that way. So let's go and get another commander appointed to this army. And I kind of want to train up this field marshal here and get those bonuses applying to troops. He's pretty crappy at the level 1 right now. We do need to assign a field marshal for our total army here, so let's go ahead and do that. Should probably just appoint Constantine since he's the best of our field marshals. Also gives us that nice supply consumption bonus there. Do need to get him some traits. We're going to give him the offensive doctrine and the charismatic. And then we're going to want to appoint all of our armies underneath him. And then let's get some generals put in place. So, which one has the most cav units? Because we have some cav. Okay, so these are all different kinds of cav units, but yeah, we have some cavalry-focused generals here. So this field marshal give you some nice bonuses to attack, a 12%. That's pretty good. You know what? I might just have him in charge here. I know he doesn't have any other good bonuses. These are also cavalry officers, so could potentially get that trait. And they are a little bit better in general. So you know what, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to appoint one of these 2 guys. We'll appoint this guy here in charge of this army. And then we'll go ahead and get him the, I think we're going to do the offensive doctrine. We can also do charismatic, so we'll do both of those. And then with this army here, this will be the one that we appoint the guy we want to train up here. Get him put in place, and then with the last army, we'll just put, I mean, it's all cav units, so it makes sense to do the cavalry leader here, even though he's just level 1. And we could give him the cavalry experts, and then we'll increase the defense. I really feel like we probably should just have like a general who's completely focused on cav units. Now, given this increases motorized and mechanized attack as well, so you could do this one. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Even though you're not going to get any bonuses for the cab there, he already has some. And he would just be better in the long run if he's given motorized bonuses. All right, so we've got all our generals and field marshals appointed, or I should say all of our field marshals appointed, since we only have the 1 general. And so I don't think there's anything else we need to do here. Maybe turn down the speed just a bit. Make sure that we don't, or you aren't notified of that decision. Don't need to know about that. And I think that's it. I do want to take a look at the stockpile and see what we got. Has it not been taken from us yet? Or is this what we ended up getting? Yeah, it looks like this is what we ended up getting. We have a lot of fighters, so we can create some fighter wings. So we have those in the stockpile, but those will fill in for these fighters, so I probably didn't need to lead all those units. The Fascist Union was bypassed, and yes, the Civil War has kicked up here. So if we have any units already on the front, we should start moving forward. We want to get that supply hub right there, And then these guys, we're going to actually make use of them here. I'm not entirely sure why I sent him over to... Yeah, let's have him stay here. And then just take this, one of these cab units that is kind of far away, and have them go over to this front instead. Alright, and so he'll go over towards that victory point. There is a rail line that we're going to want to move towards to get these supply hubs, to cut off any units that happen to go over here. And then these tanks, let's actually have them go down here, whichever way is the fastest way to get there, while this guy's going to move after that location. And he'll come over here, protecting our own key location. Alright, so our recruits are ready. So that's going to give us some additional units. They'll be spread out all over the place. As you guys can see here, little patches. And so let's get all these moving. We will probably want to put them... We'll put them in an army. So what we'll want to do is we'll take any ones that are like separated and put them in their own kind of separate armies. I think that's the best way to do it. So we know that that unit is separated from the rest. The same thing with all these guys here. I think we will get some more that are going to rise up and help us out. So yeah, these guys are all going to be in their own separate army here. And we'll go ahead and change up the colors as well. Let's make this army be blue. And then this army here, they can stay that color. I'm fine with that. These guys, we'll just make them yellow. We'll also change up their icon. Why not? Change these guys. And this army. This is currently our all cab army. We don't want any red. We don't want any red. So we'll just give this color here. And then just change up this last army here. I think we'll have them be the pitchforks. Alright, excellent. So we do still have some units here that we got in our own territory. And so what we want to do is just throw these into this blue army, I think. See if we have any more. And we got one here. He's already right in this area. Jesus, can't get him assigned. Let's go and start pushing forward there. And it looks like that's all of our units. Alright, excellent. Alright, so this guy here, he's currently moving. That's fine. Let's see if we have anywhere where we can advance the front. We're not currently moving. Alright, doesn't seem like it. But this guy, we're going to have him start pushing forward here. Grabbing those rails. While this unit is going to push down here and get all that taken over. This cab unit, what we'll have them do is kind of cut this off. So they'll have to go all the way around here if they want to get into this territory. Remember, everything we take does help us towards capitulating our enemies. Alright, so they're attacking here. Let's go ahead and just go this way then, because it looks like he should be able to win that on his own. I did forget about our units over here, so let's make sure we don't continue to forget about them. And we're just going to advance down here, grabbing victory points. Really, these guys are most likely going to get destroyed quite quickly. We'll just do it what we can with them. It's really just a distraction for the Soviets, so they got to put troops over here to destroy them. But I don't expect we'll be able to keep those around, which does mean we'll have higher casualties than we normally do because we'll lose those. We did get some partisan units here. All right, excellent. So this is one of them. Let's go and just put this guy into this army here and get him advancing. So he's already gone this way, so we'll have him go there. He's coming up over here, so we'll have him grab this province. And then we've got a couple more partisan units over here. So with this one, we're going to want him to start advancing. We'll take that supply hub, but advancing towards our lines here. And we'll see if he can get there. And then this guy, I would like to go after the oil here. It would be nice to be able to get control of a port as well. Well, let's just disrupt their oil supplies by trying to take over that territory there. Alright, so we look pretty good. Let me see. This guy still needs to be assigned, of course, to that army. And then we also got an additional unit over here. Okay, so this one, we'll just go ahead and have him try and reconnect with this line here. I say reconnect, but connect. He was never connected. All right, so looking pretty good. Looks like the Soviets do have some units over here. Okay. All right, so it looks like we will get control of this location here. Excellent. So that's a nice supply hub there. And then we're going to want to advance towards this mountain province here now. All right, so this guy can just continue advancing over here. And we just see where the... Okay, so we got to get that supply hub, obviously. But I think this guy can do that for us. And then I suppose we're just going to want to go after, like, victory points with this cab unit. Alright, looking pretty good so far. This tank unit will grab this. We did win here as well, and we should be able to grab that location too. We need more units over here. Unfortunately, this tank unit decided to come down here. I'd prefer to have him over here. And instead have like infantry go up that way. That'd be far better. Cav units moving pretty quick. Exactly what we want to see. We're actually going to have these guys go this way, while this unit goes over through here. And then, yeah, let's just keep on grabbing territory and victory points and stuff. Anything to help us get the Soviets capitulated a little bit quicker. Alright, so we are losing this. There's no reason to fight a losing battle. So let's go this way instead. Advance through here, grab those mountain provinces while they are undefended. And then let's have this guy try and cut off any units here from being able to exit this location. Go and attack right there. And then I'm hoping some units come over this way. We'll go to grab that province for now. Just waiting for more units to get over there. But this is where it's important, guys. This is where we need to be focusing. We need to get control of that supply hub. But what I'd prefer to do is just like get around him, honestly. And then he'll go this way. Let's continue kind of filling these in. Getting that supply hub. This guy's moving stupidly slow, so let's have him take the rails over there. Maybe we'll get there a little bit faster. We are losing there, but we're going to keep him locked down. I think it's worth continuing the fight there. We can get a naval doctrine, but we won't. Not really any point to it since we're not fighting with our fleet right now. We could be building some units, because I think we have the equipment, and we certainly have the manpower. So yeah, it makes sense to first take a look at our factory situation, because yeah, this is going to be a problem here since we lost all those factories. So let's go ahead and pull back on some of this. How are we doing on artillery? We're doing okay. Trucks are pretty good. But yeah, we just need... Yeah, we've got to pull back on some of this, frankly. And maybe go to 5 here. It seems we no longer need trains. Yeah, we have 80. Okay, so we can actually pull back on that. And then we'll build up our planes after that. Alright, so that looks good. So let's go ahead and get some units building up, training. We cannot get any special forces. We're already at the cap there. So as far as tanks go, we need to make some adjustments here, and we don't have very many excess tanks in the stockpile right now. So we won't get those. I think we're just going to get some infantry. Now we do want to make an adjustment to our infantry division design here. Add some artillery, but we don't have the 25 experience that's necessary. So can't do that right now. So we're just going to train these guys up. And we'll just train, I don't know, maybe like 5 units or something like that. Alright, so that looks good. And then we'll probably deploy them before they fully train, because this is a war of units that aren't trained very well. Now this guy's clearly exhausting himself there. And they're not moving anyway, so I think we're okay. We should still be able to get behind them. Hopefully. They are bringing a unit over here, but that might just result in them completely leaving. We'll have to see. And this tank unit might be able to get over there first. They're moving fairly rapidly. Alright, so the rails are over here. I really feel like he should probably... He'll continue his route down here, but then beeline to the supply hub, taking that victory point along the way. I think that's the best way for him to go. Alright, just make sure our units are advancing. We do not want to do any fights, even if we could win it. Let's just avoid them. It's not wise to exhaust ourselves like that. That's a reason why we kind of have to pay attention to our units down here, so they're not fighting unnecessarily. Apparently I didn't give any of these guys orders yet. Let me see if we can win here. We could, so we'll actually fight that one. And then let's go and advance down here, at least down to that province. It's going to take them forever to get these done due to their lack of supply. And then this guy will go ahead and reconnect with them here. Alright, excellent. Could build a port on this side to make sure these guys remain supplied, but I don't think it's necessary. Alright, so let's go and advance over here. Oh, he's already taken that. Okay, so let's have him go. Yeah, I guess he can go wherever he was moving before. That's fine. Alright, so he's already got orders. Let's go and confirm that all of our units here in the north are advancing. Yeah, and lots of supply issues here. Our enemies will likely have even worse supply problems though, so not that big of an issue for us. Alright, so he's already got orders, but we need somebody to advance down here. Probably just advance all the way down to that location. Get that taken care of for us. And then this unit here can go and just start taking territory. Alright, so still waiting for units to get over here. Alright, so we're fighting in the mountains with a tank unit. Obviously not optimum there. But we do need to get the victory here. We want to cut that unit off. And then we'll just wipe out that guy and get that supply hub. And then this cav unit, I suppose we'd want to advance into the mountains now while there's nobody defending it. We'll see if there is, in fact, nobody defending it once we get there. That situation might change. Alright, so let's go ahead and have this guy move into this province. Get the win there, cut off that unit, and then we'll destroy him. Let me see who's going to get there first. 1 day and 20 hours. Mountain unit will get there in 1 day, 13 hours. Okay, so then there's no reason for him to go there. Let's just go ahead and start advancing towards this victory point now. So making good progress there. This guy's clearly going to be wiped out now, so again, this is expected. We do expect that we'll have all these units destroyed. And the unfortunate part about that is it does result in us taking those higher casualties, which is then kind of misleading, like how many troops you actually lost. How well you've done in the Civil War, I should say. Alright, so this guy's taking care of that. We'll have this unit take over this, and this guy will take over this. Just get all those little pockets finished up so they can move over to the front line. Alright, so he is over here. Let's have him now join this tank and advancing towards these rails here. There's also hubs over this way that we need to get. So that will be this tank's job, to move towards that hub in Perm. And hopefully the cav unit can be saved here. We're just going to let this guy leave and then just move behind him and cut him off. And they are potentially going to have somebody there to stop us. This unit is now cut off. Let's go and wipe him out. We might still be able to succeed there. Alright, so let's go ahead and now cut off this unit here while he will advance towards that victory point. You know what, let's go this way. Now we could easily be cut off here. These cav units, let's have them advancing the front and going towards this rail line here. So what we're going to want to do is probably have this guy go over to here. And then we'll see what's open. So we'll go this way then. I did forget about our Air Force. As usual, always going to forget about something. Alright, so yeah, we could create another fighter wing here. Let's go ahead and have these guys assist as best as they can. We'll do air superiority there. And then we'll move a fighter wing wherever we can. There's really not many areas for us to place them. And then we have some tactical bombers, not much here. So I have these guys provide close air support. Move this one over here, providing close air support. And then I suppose we want to get like a new air wing here of those fighters. Alright, so it looks like we have, if you want to leave some for casualties, just we'll just do the 2 air wings. But how much space do we actually have here once we move these ones out? Not much. So let's just move these 100 out there for right now. Man, they can't even reach there. Suppose they'll provide air superiority here. Should probably take a look at the east and see how things are going here. Make sure we're advancing and taking over at least some of this territory. And then we'll just kind of clean that up there. Alright, so let's go ahead and have this cab unit start taking over this territory. These guys are cut off now. Let's have him move over here. Alright, looking pretty good. Still waiting for units to move over here. I guess we should beeline towards that victory point there. Just kind of move up along here as well. Just get this all taken over. They'll go that way, and I think we already have somebody going over here. Alright, and he's going to take care of that for us. Alright, so looking pretty good up along that blue front. This guy needs to come over here. And then this cab unit, I don't want to attack over there because I assume he'll be there before we will. Yeah, we definitely need to make sure they don't reconnect this unit here. We just frankly don't have enough units over this way at this moment. Alright, let's go and bring this unit here, and then this guy will push forward there. Luckily, they're being relatively passive at the moment. Not advancing when they could be. And we do have a trait for our infantry weapons manufacture. Alright, so we've already moved down this line here. And so let's go ahead and get maybe some soft attack. Yeah, we'll do that one. And we'll go ahead and use that experience as well. Since we do have a bit of excess experience, though I should be saving that, honestly, for changing up our division designs. So this unit is actually fighting a tank, and since he's winning, we're going to let him continue, and hopefully we'll be able to connect him soon. He's not that far away from this unit here. Yeah, I'm worried about them causing us some problems here. Let's actually move this guy over this way, and then we'll start advancing up along here as well. So just kind of making sure their units continue pushing forward on all the fronts. And then this guy's heading over there, and he'll assist that tank unit since it looks like, well, we did win. Okay, so we'll have to bring another unit, though, for taking that location. And let's just go and advance down this way. This unit will come here and attack there with the assistance of this unit, since that's a victory point key towards their supply here. And now we're losing, so let's go and stop that. Let's hope they don't attack that unit. Let's go and see what's going on down here. So we are moving towards Baku. Everybody else having success over here. Let's have this guy move up along here. And then he's going to go... I really need to take over this here because you could actually potentially defend that location. I was going to advance over to here, but you know what? Let's instead... We'll go down here and then just try and get across here. See how well that ends up working out. So maybe we'll get some assistance with these two divisions if they can while they wipe out that unit. Alright, so let's just see how things are going here in the east. Everybody's got orders. Just kind of give them some additional ones since we don't come over here that often. I got another unit over here not doing anything, so let's go ahead and push forward. and try and get him reconnected with that. And same thing with this guy. I wonder if they like had to fight somebody or something, and that's the reason why they're not advancing, or maybe I just didn't give them orders. Let me actually take a look at that army again. Okay, so it's just this guy here that doesn't have orders currently. Do they have a general? They do not. All right, so we'll go ahead and give them a general, and we'll give them this level guy, level 1 Anton. All right, so he's advancing over here. Let's actually, as you can see, we are short on supply as well. That's going to be an issue for our units. And you can see that these do not apply while commanding an army. I didn't think so because they're field marshal traits, but again, I've never actually used a field marshal as a general, so I wasn't entirely sure. Let's go ahead and get this territory taken over. We're going to try and get that guy completely cut off. Still defending over here, and they did unfortunately reconnect it, but we have another unit that can ensure that he remains cut off. Alright, so he's advancing over this way. Let's go and go towards that victory point now, and then let's also attack here with this unit, because that's that key supply hub that we have to get control of. Almost have this cut off from anybody able to go in there. We'll attack there, but I think they're going to get another unit over there. It's probably going to stop us. Alright, so these guys looking pretty good. Still have not been stopped. And then let's have this guy take care of that. He'll go over here. We are starting to see units now come over here. We do have some free civilian factories. All right, excellent. So do we need to build infrastructure at all over here? I don't think so. I think we're looking pretty good for the most part. Probably just need to continue working on those military factories. And I don't see the point of building supply hubs because, you know, they just take so long to get done. And so yeah, I probably should continue with military factories. Let's go and build here and here. And I guess this is a pretty good location, even though it's on the front. You got the good percentage modifier there. Let's just see how things are going to the sky. Seems like we do control these locations. Let's go and stop this unit here. And this could become a problem here that we don't have enough units defending this up here. I also don't really want to send any units up that area if we can avoid it. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure that these units continue just taking over this territory here. And then this guy will go ahead and take care of all this for us. Okay, he's already gone there, so we'll have him go this way. Yeah, don't want to focus too much on this. In fact, it wouldn't be a bad idea if more Soviet units moved over here. It'd be helpful for us because we'll be able to get them wiped out. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this unit here wiped out. There's also a unit here we can destroy. And we'll send him some additional assistance. Have this guy come over here. And he is trying to advance there, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem to get him completely destroyed. Alright, so looking pretty good all along the front here. Let's have this cav unit take care of that for us. Well, this guy's going to go over here. And just get all this wiped out. I don't know why that guy was trying to leave here. What we should probably do, well, yeah, we do need to worry about the cohesion, since all of our units are still moving pretty far away. But eventually we're going to want to change that cohesion setting. I'd like to get more units in here if possible, so you know what, let's just advance up along here for now. And you can't go across this way. It might cause some problems with the front, actually. We'll have to see. Alright, keep on advancing over here. And then we'll have this guy wiped out soon. Looks like we're going to lose that, but this unit is going up this way, which is actually a good thing because we should be able to get him cut off. We did take over that supply hub. Excellent. So their nearest supply hub is right there. This cav division's finally freed up, so let's go and advance towards that. But yeah, we need to get that supply hub next. And then after that, they will not have any supply up along here, because that one's, I think, a little bit too far away. We can go ahead and change up all these units to the motorized if they're not already. Alright, excellent. So unfortunately, we do have to end today's episode here. Civil War has begun. I think we're making decent progress. We pushed forward, taking some of this territory, taking over a lot of those supply hubs. And we got some units cut off, and we should be able to get them destroyed soon. But overall, I do expect our casualties might be a bit higher than theirs, simply because of like this unit here getting wiped out. But let's go and take a look. So currently we've taken 2,000 casualties, while they've taken 11,000. Okay, so we still are, at this moment, doing better than them, but again, we're going to have that one unit that's going to get completely wiped out. And they are 18% towards capitulation. Alright, so that's actually pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Of course, part of that is because of this territory we seized over here, which they will regain control of eventually. Not much we can do to avoid that. Again, really just trying to cause some problems for them back there. We are 18 to 35 days towards getting that focus completed. Also, we have a general trait we can do here, or I should say a field marshal trait. And I guess we'll do a defensive general here. So get the unyielding defender, and then he'll get the defensive doctrine next. Yeah, I think we have all our field marshals designed for offense. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.